hello, beautiful people. Happy Wednesday. I hope that you had an amazing day. The sun came out bright today. We had 70, I think it got up to like 78 degrees. So your girl was outside a little bit. Outside. So, for those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Chanel Diane. I live to empower you, and I am so excited to get into today's topic. So, make sure you hit the like button as you listen to this video. If anything resonates with you, share it with a friend, anyone that you feel like would benefit from today's topic, today's conversation. Let's get into it. So, we are going to talk about leveling up your communication, how to win with words of influence. So, let's level up your communication. So, oftentimes we want to feel heard. We want to feel heard, we want to feel understood, and we want to see some positive changes. And we're trying to figure out what's the block. Why, one, do I not feel comfortable expressing myself? Two, why doesn't the person understand what I'm saying? And then, three, is it even worth me pursuing this conversation to resolve whatever the issue might be, all of that. And so, one of the things that I want to talk about is words of kindness. Words of kindness. Oftentimes, people that become really famous, well loved by other people, they tend to be kind people. They tend to say things that make you feel good about yourself, that encourage you. Um, and they seem to be loving themselves. That attracts other people to them. That allows other people to listen and hear what they have to say. So, what am I going to talk about? Being kind. Being kind with your words. Before we get into being kind to others, I want to talk about being kind to ourselves. A lot of the times, the way that we interact with other people, it is a reflection of how we feel about ourselves. If you don't give yourself grace, then it's hard for you to give someone else grace because you kind of see their mistakes through your lens, through, yourself. And so how you treat you really impacts how you treat others. So be kind to yourself. Think about, what am I saying to myself on a regular basis? What kind of words am I using? When I make a mistake, how do I respond? Do I start calling myself names? Do I start to blame myself? I'll give you another example. Let's say it's something that someone else did to you that hurt you or impacted you. Do you automatically internalize it? Do you automatically say it's something wrong that I did? Or do you just kind of say, it's just a situation? I had something recently happen where, I had reached out to a couple individuals for some support, and I was told no. And these are people that I looked up to, and I thought that they would be happy to offer that support, but that was not the case. And so I wrestled internally. Did I say something wrong? Is it this? Is it that? And I had a conversation with someone, and they was just like, don't even let it roll off your back. Like, it doesn't even matter. Don't, like, people are people. It's hard to know what they're thinking, so you can't make it about any of that. You just got to move forward. It's not about you. It's not anything that you did, or that sort of thing. And so I had to reevaluate myself and my thoughts. Was I being kind to myself in that moment? And part of me wasn't, because I started to, like I said, wonder if I had done something wrong. That is an example of whether or not you're being kind to you, you automatically go into blame mode, blaming yourself, um, talking down on yourself, calling yourself names, any of that. What language are you using when you think about yourself, when you talk to yourself? Another example, another thing to look at. How do you respond when other people say things about you that are positive, right? So if someone says you're beautiful, do you say, oh, no, no, I'm not? Or do you say, thank you, like, you're right? Do you receive it or do you reject it? If your reaction is to reject it, then you're probably not in the habit of speaking kind words to yourself, of being kind to yourself. And so, really start to pay attention to your thought process, what you speak out loud about yourself, what you repeat internally, and challenge you to fight negative thoughts, to find something positive about you, to say it to other people, to not think that it's bragging, to speak well about yourself. Be kind to you. And the more comfortable you are with being kind to you, it then helps you be kind to other people. It helps you to speak kind words to other people. So when it comes to people, you know, we are influenced by how we think someone perceives us. I can show you that I perceive you in a positive light and it can empower you. It can make you want to go conquer the world. Or I can show you that I don't think too well of you and it can make you kind of cower down and want to hide and want to give up and all of that. And that is a pattern that we see in relationships. So, what are some kind things that you can start to say to other people? Let me know in the chat some kind things that you think of, some kind things that um, you can say to other people. So, a few years ago, a good amount of years ago, actually, I wrote this song talking about this exact topic, and it came up in my mind today, yesterday. It's just kind of been, in my spirit. And there's a line that says, when's the last time you told someone that you love them? When's the last time you showed someone that you care? Those are examples of how to be kind to other people. So ask yourself that question. When is the last time I told someone that I love them? If you're in a relationship, when's the last time you told your partner that you love them? Just, I love you. When's the last time you found a way to express care um, verbally? We're really sticking on verbally. When's the last time? If you can say, oh, probably about 5 minutes ago, then you're in the habit of using kind words. But if you can't recall, then it's time to catch up. It's time to really pour that in and really embed that into your language of your relation in your relationship. How is this beneficial? Why does this matter? Because people are influenced when they feel good about themselves. So I give you an example. I worked with children in the past, and there was this one little boy that used to love carrying my bag. He's such a cutie patootie. So when he was carrying, he was like, "Oh, let me get one of your bags." So I would let him. And when he's carrying that bag, you better believe I was cheering him on. Oh my God, you're so strong. Oh wow, look at you. Like you just carry it like it's nothing. And you'll see his chest raise a little bit, shoulders spread out a little bit, like the look of pride will come on his face, and he'd be like, yeah, I'm strong. And so what do you think happened as a result? He continued to offer to carry my bag. So this makes a person receptive when you do have to say something that maybe is a little bit uncomfortable, maybe it's a slight correction. I can receive the correction because you've been filling up my cup. You've laid a foundation of love, of kindness, of verbal affection. So I'm ready to receive whatever else you have to say because you've already made it clear to me that your intentions are to love on me and not to harm me. And now I have the evidence of that. My evidence is that you've been so kind towards me. Your words have been uplifting. That is how you win people with words of influence. That is how you get people to tune in to what you have to say, loving on them, being kind to them, speaking well of them, majority of your conversation. If nagging is happening, if there's constant criticism coming from you, because this is about examining our communication and leveling up our communication. So if you find that you're constantly pointing out what needs to be different, what needs to change, what's not going right, and it's just this revolving cycle, you're going to break the person down, and then they're not going to want to hear what you have to say. And then later on, you're going to you run the risk of feeling like they don't care what I have to say. They're just missing me, or they're being combative towards me. Well, yeah, you kind of trained them to put their defenses up. So that's what they expect from you all the time. So really, really examine yourself, really examine how you talk to yourself. Give yourself permission to love on you, to be kind to yourself, to make mistakes. It's okay. And extend that grace in your everyday communication. Now, I like to say there are always exceptions to the rule. I am not talking about anyone that is abusing you, anyone that doesn't make you feel safe, where they're unpredictable, you're not really sure how they're going to treat you, how they're going to respond to you. That's a totally different situation, and your safety is important. That person is not in a position to level up their own communication and offer a healthy communication because they're not healthy in that situation. And so I would encourage you to choose yourself, to choose safety. So I'm not talking about those situations, that type of situation. I am talking about when the person loves you, they're not going to harm you, and you're just having this miscommunication. Well, that is when these tools are helpful. That is when these tools come into play. So I want to check in with you. How many of you are noticing that you want to level up your communication? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments if you see this after the live. I would love to hear from you. Um, yeah, and so this is the goal. 2024, we are leveling up in so many situations, and this is a tool that you can use in any relationship. You can use it at work, you can use it with your family, your friends. You could even have a little experiment with your animals and see how they respond to the influctuation in your voice when you're praising them, and like a dog and the tail starts to wag. Have fun with this. This goes across the board with anybody. If you're in leadership, the more you praise people, the more they're likely to do the extra things that you need them to do. You filled their cup. The same goes for you. Fill your cup. Fill your cup. Love on you. Praise yourself. Praise yourself. Acknowledge your accomplishments. Accept compliments. Speak well of yourself so that when you need to push to do something outside of your comfort zone, something that you're not used to, you've already built yourself up enough to know that even if I fall in this, it's okay. I'll be okay. It doesn't take away from who I am because I've already made it very clear who I am to me. So, if you want some practical tips, a couple examples of how to have this type of communication, in the description, I've included a link where you can download my free ebook on empowering your voice, how to transform communication in your relationship. So go ahead and click that link, download the ebook, and start putting the things into practice. That's all I have for today. I hope that this has been great for you. I'm grateful for the opportunity to talk to you, to chat with you, and I cannot wait to hear how you are empowering your voice. So I'm gonna go for the night. I'm gonna go get some food. I am hungry, and I will see you next week. Bye, beautiful people.